Welcome to SAT Math Practice, one page at a time with hints and tricks. This is Practice Test 7, Section 3, No Calculator. So please pause this now and try these two problems if you would like to do so without hearing hints. Otherwise, for 19, one hint would be to just draw a graph, a coordinate plane. So if you draw the X and Y axis, you can figure this out by just looking at it if you plot the 2 points. For number 20, the hint is to simplify, simplify, simplify. You can distribute and then combine like terms. So now if you would like to pause and give these a try, I will go over them in more detail. So for 19, if you go ahead with the graphing approach, not the only approach, but if we plot those points, so we have 1, 4, and we have 2, 0, and we're told the line crosses the y-axis at the point 0b. So essentially we are asked for the b, which is the y-intercept. So where will this line cross the y-axis if it continues? So from just plotting these 2 points, you could find the slope, right? The rise over the run, or change in y over change in x. So if we count how many down, right, rise over run, it would be 4 down and 1 to the right. So the slope is a -4. Slope, or m, is a -4. So if you continue in the opposite direction, I would move up 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the left 1, and that would take me to 0, 8. So a y-intercept of 8 or a b-value of 8. And since this is the grid-in non-multiple choice, you would just put 8 on your answer page. Another way that you could do this is to calculate the slope from the 2 points. So the formula you may recall, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. If you label your 2 points, so you have your first x and your first y, I'll go ahead and rewrite it. And then you have your second x and your second y. Accidentally wrote the 2 there. All right, so now they have the correct labels. First point is your first x and your first y. Second point is your second x and your second y. And if we just plug in, we would have -4 over 1. So you could get your slope that way and then solve for your b. This is going to probably be more time consuming. You would just pick one of your points, whichever one you like better, and you could plug in from the point for your x and your y into slope-intercept form to solve for b. So if I use the 0.14, I would have 4 equals my slope of -4 times my x value of 1, and that allows me to solve for b. So I'd have 4 equals -4 plus b, and I would add 4 to solve for b, which would give me the 8. So just another way to do it. But again, probably just drawing yourself a graph is a little bit faster. All right, for number 20, we are told that this expression can be rewritten in the form ay squared plus b, where a and b are constants, and we're asked for the value of a and b. So this might sound very confusing just to read it, but anytime you have this type of problem, it is a very common format. If you can simplify, then go ahead and simplify and get a fresh view of your original expression. So I'm going to go ahead and take that 7,532 plus 100 y squared and just leave that alone. There's nothing to do in that first set of parentheses, But in the second, if I distribute that 10, it would become 100y squared minus 1,100. And now I can combine like terms to clean this up a little bit. So if I combine the y squared terms, that gives me 200y squared. And my constants, if I go ahead and subtract there, that gives me a positive 6,432. And now I have this format. It very easily converts to this format they are referring to. And if I just kind of line that up, a y squared plus b, I can see the value of a is the coefficient of y squared. So a is 200 and b is my constant, which is the 6,432. And ultimately, we are asked what the sum of those two values are if we add those together. So if I add them together, I will get 6,632. And this is another grid in, so you would use all 4 columns to grid in your answer on your answer sheet for this one. All right, so this is the end of the no calculator section for test number 7. Please look for the link in the description for the next page, which will start the calculator section.